Hi guys, I do a quick little tutorial to get you a little bit more comfortable with TreeRing if you don't have any experience working in the program. So when you log in, you're going to use your personal login. You should come to a home page that looks similar to this. If you click on this top right up here, yours is going to say your name and then personal. If you click up here, you should be able to click right over here onto Editor Dashboard. Now we can actually edit the book and see all the photos that have been uploaded. Keep in mind, I'm on the chief editor screen, so mine is going to look a little bit more different than yours. You might not see all this information down here. That's okay. To access all the photos, we're going to go to content at the top. And then we get the elementary and middle school folders, and depending on what we're working on, we can choose which one to go into. And as you'll see, they're separated by category of events. To get to our classes for our room photographers, we're just going to simply click on classes, and then all of our classrooms are separated by teacher names. So let's see, just real quick tips on photos. Oh, these are cute. Okay, so whomever uploaded these, great job. I love it. They're super fun. And what I really like is the group sizes. So anywhere from 2 to, I would say the most, maybe like, what is this, 7, 8 kids. That's perfect. These large groups, while you can take them, I'm not the biggest fan of these, and I'll tell you why. You can see these kids' faces really great. These guys back here, look how small in comparison they are because they're so much further back. And it's the way it goes because there's so many people in one shot. And then when it gets transferred into the templates, then it gets even smaller. So I try my best to stay away from the big groups and focus on maybe 2 to 8 kids tops. This one right here, that's more than 8. It could work, but that's normally where I try to stay. 3 is amazing, 4 awesome, and these are great though. So kudos to whomever took these. Okay, to work on your actual class page or any other page that you might be doing, we're going to head back to the dashboard. Click on Edit Yearbook. This is going to take you to the spread of the yearbook. So depending on your access level, you might see all the pages, you might see only pages that you're assigned to. And if you are a room photographer, we went ahead and assigned you, you'll see your initials on the pages that you're working on. Let's see. Okay, so this we can do. I started doing this as an example. This Mrs. Ramirez doesn't have actual photos yet, so we were just using the same ones from Patriots Day. So it's a simple drag and drop process. We're going to click on content. We'll go back to elementary, classes, or actually let's strike that because we don't have class photos set up quite yet. But we can go back to Patriots Day. And here we're going to just, let's see which one we want to do. We can take a picture and just click and hold as we drag it into the box that we want. Now this is a perfect example of what not to do. We don't want to just leave this picture just the way it is. There's a lot of dead space on the sides, and you see the faces are a bit small. So if we click on that photo, go up to the top, click on zoom, we can now take the slider and zoom in as much as we'd like, go back to our photo, and we can, oops, we need the hand, so we're going to take the hand and we're going to click and drag it over. Now we can see those faces so much more, and we don't have the dead space. That's another thing. You feel free to move these around. This is your class page. You can move it as you see fit. If you don't want to do, there is a template on every single class page to do a class photo. That does not mean by any means that you have to actually use it. If you don't want to use a whole class photo, if you'd prefer to get all of your kids in small groups like this, which is the way I would recommend, you can simply click on any of these, and when you go over to these green dots, your cursor will change to an arrow. When that happens, you can click, hold, and drag it, and then you can change the boxes to any size that you need. I don't think I would go much smaller than maybe like 1.5 inches. That's about 1.75 inches. That's probably the smallest I'd go. Each of your boxes are already set up with borders. Please leave the borders there. It's totally fine to move these around. You can even copy and paste this. If you're on a Mac, that would be Command C and then Command V. And then you can move that again. And you have these guides to help you keep it in line because we want to make sure we have a nice clean edge. And then again, if you're on Windows, it would be Control C, Control V to copy paste. If you put a picture in here and you don't like it, that's totally fine. Click on it. You can actually just drag a picture right over the top of it and it'll swap them out. Or if you want to go back to that empty slot, simply click on it, more, remove photo, and then you're right back to where you started. If you make a mistake, you have an undo button right up here, and you can just click it as needed. But keep in mind, this program saves automatically. So if you exit this page, it's just going to save it as you last left it. So again, on this page, this is where our portraits are going to pop up once they arrive. Our teacher photo will be in here, and then we will have our winning drawing contest illustration that's going to go on this page as well. Every single kid that shows up on here needs to reflect on here. Once is enough, no more than 2 times, and they need to be shown equally. So we can't have, three Tims and 2 Sarahs. They need to be equal. I'm really big on making sure that these yearbooks are not a popularity contest. I will have an editing team, which I call the popularity police, and they're going to go through the yearbook and make sure that we're doing our absolute best to make sure every kid is shown somewhere in this book outside of their portrait page. So that's it for those pages. Same process works for any of these other pages you'll see that are already done. We're just going to pop photos in. And if you're working on like maybe the fun pics, like the fun pages like back to school night picnic or any of these other categories, by the way, if you see these, it just means that the page is not done. We're not keeping this background for all these pages. No. So yeah, if you're doing these fun pages, it's the same process. You're going to open it up and then the templates will be done for you, and you're just dragging, dropping pictures in and making sure that we've got all different kids in there and they're not being on a repeat status. Okay, I think that about does it. And of course, I'm here if you have any questions at all. Thanks, guys.